Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the show on this Friday, the 13th of August, 2021. What an apt day to do my show. Things are not okay out there. I'm going to go review some of the things that are going on in the world right now, and I'm going to get the chart started right here. And let's take a look. First off, in the news, Siberian wildfires are now bigger than all of the other fires in the world combined. And you know the whole world's burning up right now. Out in the western part of the United States, there's fires everywhere, smoke everywhere. It's basically all burning up. But the Siberian wildfires are now producing more smoke than all of the other fires in the world combined. I can't pronounce that name. Yakutsk, Russia. Giant wildfires are burning across Siberia on a record scale that is larger than all the fires raging in the summer around the world combined. The massive blazes in Russia are fueled in part by extreme heat waves and record drought that scientists are blaming on warmer temperatures linked to climate change. Tremendous fires burning in Russia. What's the effect going to be? Now, this is a view from space, and you can see all the smoke coming out of Siberia, spreading around. The smoke has a little bit different look than the regular weather patterns, but this is looking up from very high altitude. Tremendous amount of smoke coming off of Siberia. What's the effect that that's going to have on our climate around the world? Then we got this. This is the smoke coming off the fires in western part of the United States. I don't know if it won't span out to Siberia, but we see here all the smoke coming off of. Look, the smoke's extending out as far as Denver, and South Dakota. Off of these blazes that are burning out in the west, but they pale in comparison. Look, if I size the map down so you guys can see, this is the United States of America. They pale in comparison to what's coming off the fires in Siberia. I just don't know what the effect all that smoke's going to have on the northern hemisphere. It goes up into the air, and it doesn't come down right away. It floats up in the high altitude, and it's going to have an impact. Let's take a look now at this story. Yellowstone. Now, I'm going to tell you guys about Yellowstone. Yellowstone's one of the biggest volcanoes on Earth. A lot of people don't know this. The caldera is like 70 or 80 miles across from one side of it to the other. Because it's so big, if it blows, and if it blows hard, and it can because it has in the past, it will wipe out all life, pretty much. Pretty much, it would wipe out all life in North America. So you can say goodbye to the whole continent. And the smoke that would come off of Yellowstone, if Yellowstone blew hard, would put the world in such a state, crops wouldn't come in and stuff, that most of the other people on Earth would end up dying too. This is a very dangerous volcano. One of the most dangerous volcanoes on Earth if it blows hard. It says Yellowstone has seen 1,000 plus earthquakes in July. And they're asking a question. Is a super eruption about to come? Tuesday, August 10th. The University of Utah seismograph stations recorded 1,008 earthquakes at Yellowstone National Park in July, with the strongest tremor registering a 3.6 magnitude, says the United States Geological Survey. July was a fairly active seismically to the Yellowstone National Park, which recorded figures not seen since 2017. Yellowstone is an active volcano. Here's one of the pictures of one of the geysers bursting off into the air. There's areas in Yellowstone Park where you can't go because the gases coming out of the ground would kill you. They have different types of gases that you can, odorless, and you can't even smell them, but you would just basically, if you breathe them for any length of time, you would basically be like being in your house if you had a generator running inside your house. I mean, it just don't go there. You know what I mean? Because there's poisonous gases, and one of the gases is called carbon monoxide, but there's others that can come off of a volcano. Okay, so let's move on, and the next thing we're going to take a look at is a giant asteroid that's heading toward the Earth. And in 2029, it's going to fly so close to the Earth. Now, the thing about me is, if an asteroid's going to come that close to the Earth in 2029, how can they tell us with 100%? So it's going to fly so close that it's going to be within our satellites, the scope of our satellites. It might hit some of our satellites going around the Earth. It's going to be that close. If it's coming that close, how can they say for certainty that far out that it's going to miss? How do they know it's not going to hit? On March 5th, wave hello to the most infamous asteroid that won't slam into Earth, it says, in 2029. Sure, scientists. Astronomers first spotted the space rock known as Apophis in 2004. It's precisely the sort of object that most humans will probably want to know about. It's awfully big and occasionally comes uncomfortably close to Earth. On April 13th, 2029 is one such occasion when Apophis will skim so close to Earth that it will pass through the realm of particularly high-altitude satellites. But wait, there's more! We got problems with our money. Hard to soft money, the hyperinflation of the Roman Empire. Now, Rome fell, and the biggest reason why Rome fell is they had a problem with their money. It says almost 2,000 years before the early 1920s, almost 2,000 years before the early 1920s, Weimar Germany hyperinflation, there was a great currency debasement of the Roman Empire. At the turn of the 2nd century, the Roman Empire controlled all of Western Europe, parts of North America, and the Middle East. Some estimates up to 65 to 100 million people lived under Roman rule, with 55 to 65 million as the most accepted range of approximately 20% of the world's population. Yet, in 150 years later, the empire was near collapse. There are many factors which caused the crisis of the 3rd century, between AD 235 and AD 284. Notable factors such as political disorders, corruption, slowing expansion, wars, etc. The biggest factor, in my opinion, was the debasement of the Roman currency. The debasement of the Roman currency ultimately led to overtaxation and inflation, which in turn caused a financial crisis. This is exactly what we're facing today. Sounds very familiar, doesn't it? Overtaxation and inflation. We're facing both of those things right now at this moment. The dollar, the US dollar, is a Ponzi scheme. It's actually worse than the debased currency of the Romans. The Romans, in the end, they were plating their coins with silver. Here's a picture of one of their coins. And there was actually people out there who would take a piece of steel or a piece of iron or whatever and scrape the silver off the coin, then sell the coin for its face value with no silver left on it, and collect the silver off of the coin because they weren't solid silver anymore. People made their livings doing that in the Roman Empire. But the coins still had metal in them. Worth something. Metal is worth something. All metal is worth something. I don't care if it's even coins that we debase today, like we debase the penny. We debase the nickel. I shouldn't say we, our corrupt governments. We don't do anything wrong. It's our governments that are corrupted, that are doing these tricks, like taking and putting a coating over the pennies so they're not solid copper anymore. They're zinc. with a copper coating. Things like that, you know. And we're headed for a crisis too in our coinage, and not just our coinage. Coinage has become bills and our bills. Our money's been debased, and what's going to happen is Gresham's law. What happens is the good money gets hoarded. Good money being things like cryptocurrencies and gold and silver gets hoarded, while the debased currency that's worthless gets used more, you know, and in the end, what happens is its value goes down lower and lower and lower, whereas the good money, its value goes up higher and higher and higher, and this is on an exponential, meaning it goes faster toward the end than it does at the start. And we're getting in the later stages of this now, so we're headed toward a crisis there as well, in the money itself. COVID. Oh, never-ending thing. If we look in Forbes here, what we see is there's a new type of COVID out there. This is a fresh article, it's brand new. This variant is, I got it right here, characterization of the emerging B/1.621 variant of interest in SARS-CoV-2. And this is a new variant. It's already in a number of countries, but it's small yet. It's not real big. I don't think it's real big yet. This represents a huge problem. I've never seen a virus in my life that is spitting out so many variants so quickly, cannot keep up with them all. Evidently, this is a brand new one, or very quite new, you know, and very dangerous. Where was I reading here in Forbes? It says right here about the pathogen. It says, we speculate that this mutation may contribute to pathogenesis by increased suppression of the immune response, allowing the virus additional opportunity to replicate. That doesn't sound good. It suppresses the immune response, the body's natural immune response. That does not sound good, you know, and so we're not out of the woods with the viruses. So we've got all kinds of things attacking us right now. We've got volcanoes and asteroids, and we've got weather, and we've got fires, and we've got viruses, and we've got money. All this stuff is coming at us like a group of hornets out to sting us, you know. And so everybody out there, a lot of the people, your friends, your neighbors, they think the world's great right now. They think everything, we're getting over the virus, and the world, everything's picking up again, and I can drive to the supermarket now where I couldn't 6 months ago or whatnot, and I think things are getting better. Things actually aren't getting better. We're going into situations in the world that are advancing really quick on us that could lead to an awful lot of enormous problems directly ahead in our future. Thank you guys for listening to my show. Like and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the very next episode. Bye-bye.